Alright guys, welcome to a new video. So unfortunately the video streak is back down to 1. Yeah, long day moving, but finally into the new apartment, so hopefully now everything can be good and we can just settle in, get into a routine, and just really try to get a lot of days stacked up in a row. And then also with not filming, I missed Saturday's workout, so it's Sunday now. So didn't get the perfect week like I wanted. So got 4 workouts, 1 day playing sports, and then 2 runs so far, and then this is about to be the 3rd one, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually run. I'm gonna try to run while I talk to you guys, so we'll see how this goes, honestly. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna be loud while I'm running or not, but I almost didn't make it in here to run today. I almost fell into the the perfect week is over, so why not just kind of chill out on Sunday and watch some football and just try to pick it back up on Monday. And then also, I hate running on the treadmill. I absolutely hate it. But right now, at least in Atlanta, it's 20 degrees and raining and icy outside. So that was kind of a no-go for today. But anyway, I just decided, it's kind of late actually, but I just decided I'm not going to let, missing a day of filming, being tired from moving, kind of messing up, wanting to do the perfect week of the 5-3-1 workout plan, stop me from just getting closer to a perfect week. So this will actually be the first time I've run 3 times in a week, so that's a win. And then I'm not going to just push off getting back on track to tomorrow. I'm going to start today, so that's the idea. But honestly, right now I'm trying to run a 7.5 minute mile, which I have not done yet. Just stupid, because I'm also trying to talk to you guys at the same time. So we will see how this goes. But yeah, so I'm kind of trying to think of things to talk about while I'm running, but my brain's thinking more about wanting to finish this run. But anyway, so I think another update, I took a kind of progress photo this week, but I'm gonna start doing weekly progress photos on Fridays. So you guys will see week by week progress with everything that I'm trying to do. And the reason for me that I want to do Fridays is the idea being that at least during the week can be as close to perfect as possible with the workout plan, with diet, so that Friday is kind of a good check-in when there's been a bunch of days in a row with no weird variables or anything. So it's, on the weekends, it's more likely that I'll go out to dinner or go to the movies, do whatever, something that might throw it off a little bit and make it slightly less comparable to everything else. So that's going to be the plan moving forward, but that's also going to require me to be perfect during the week. So that's the plan starting tomorrow. But yeah, guys, I think it's been frustrating since I started trying to do this January 1st that, I had big ideas that I wouldn't miss any days, that I do, 365 days in a row, all kinds of stuff. But I know I've said it multiple times, but that I'm not trying to be perfect, or I'm not going to hold myself to some perfect standard that I can't do and then quit once I don't reach that perfect standard. But it's easier to say that But what I do sometimes is I get excited by a goal, and I set these like massive reach goals, and then there's so many things that you can't predict that get in the way of stuff like that. And so I like set myself up for, I'm gonna do this huge thing, kind of not on a whim, but kind of on a whim. And then, life gets in the way or whatever. And it's like, oh, I failed this thing. It's like this filming every day is kind of low on the totem pole of important things that I have going on in my life. So I want to treat it, realistically in the priority list of things. I've got, first my family, my son, my wife, and then I've got all the, business things that we're going to start getting to talk into more. I've got my day job as well, my actual job. And so, those things are also tie back in with family and everything else, because it's how I provide for my family. And then the other stuff is like the future of how I'm going to provide for my family. And then there's all of the fitness stuff that's, for me, that's my health, my physique, my ability to play sports and be athletic the way I want to be. And then it's sharing it with you guys. So that's not to say that it's not important, but I can't set it and set goals that would require me to put it above any of those things that I don't value more than it. So that's been kind of one of the things that I've realized is, even when I'm setting goals, I can't set them in a vacuum of my life. Like, if I had nothing else going on, I'd love to do this. But again, that's all just to say, I'm still working to film every day. That's the goal. But just, I'm not going to hold myself to where I start to feel down about it, or start to feel like, I'm not capable of doing what I said I was going to do, because I know that I am. And so it's just that realistically, it is going to take a backseat when other things in life come up. So that's kind of what I've seen so far. But I think that, sorry guys, sorry guys, my memory card was full, so it cut off the video there. But I just went ahead and finished. I only had, I don't know when it cut off actually, I wasn't paying attention, but I only had a minute or two left of the run, so got that completed. But I guess it's just, this will count for the recap of the day too. But I think around when it cut off, I was talking about knowing that I can do difficult things. It's just, being realistic about where things sit in their priority in my life, because I think that's why it's so important to set hard goals though and do difficult things, because what I can look back on is, relevant to this channel or the bodybuilding preps that I did, knowing, I was definitely still doing other things in my life that were more important than a bodybuilding show, but I was able to, over 20 weeks, twice, commit to a goal and do everything I needed to do to be proud of myself at the end of it. And so I think, I actually have been thinking about that lately with some of the stuff that I'm doing is, just reminding myself of those bodybuilding preps that are, if I'm doubting myself, if I'm doubting my ability to do the difficult thing even when I don't feel like it, whatever that is, I have these examples that I can call back on and know, like I did that, so I can do this. And I think that's, that's going to grow, right? I think if you're challenging yourself through life, the next goal should be harder than the last one. But what you have is this built up evidence that you're capable of doing harder and harder and harder things. And so that's what I've been trying to remind myself lately, kind of to pull myself out of this little bit of a funk that I've been in. And I know I probably haven't talked about it as much in these videos, but some of the periods where I didn't film and some other stuff is just, life's been busy, life has been crazy. Not all of it has been fun stuff. So it's just, I can found myself getting a little bit down and kind of thinking like, why did I do this? Can I do this? Whatever. And one of the things that's helped is that I have this evidence that I can do tough stuff. And so that's what I would say is, pick a goal. And, I've said this before, like a realistic goal, but something that's going to challenge you. Accomplish that, then set another one, accomplish that, and set another one. And we can talk all day long about, and I will in other videos, about making sure you're proud of yourself. But like on the flip side of that, like consistent progress requires you to keep pushing yourself more and more. So I would just say, if you don't have anything in your life that's difficult, add something in, because down the road life is going to get difficult. And if you've set up scenarios where you can train yourself to do difficult things and then build up that evidence that you can look back and say, life is tough right now, but I can do tough things. And so that's where I'm at right now a little bit, just trying to remind myself of that and look back. I actually went back, and one of the cool things about documenting stuff is I went back and watched my show day of last prep, and it's kind of like it's cool because I'm literally looking at that and being like, that's me, that went through 20 weeks of like tough, hard work of a bodybuilding prep with a lot of other stuff going on in life, and got to the end and was proud of myself and accomplished something that I'm really proud of. So yeah, it's just cool to have those reminders, and then documenting it. I have like a literal, I can watch it. So anyway, that's going to be the video for today. Got the run in. So again, resetting back to 1 day in a row filming, and then this week's stats, I guess, for the workout program, 4 workouts instead of 5. Got all 3 runs in, and played men's league soccer, so that counts as the sport. So 4-3-1 this week. Hopefully next week we can get that 5-3-1, and then I'm figuring out how to film runs and stuff like that, so I can show you guys and keep myself accountable. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this video, and appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Stick with me. We're going to make progress every day, and then again, I keep saying this, I'm going to keep saying it all the time. 6 months down the road, I'm going to look back and be proud of all the progress I made. Hopefully you guys are going to do that alongside me. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.